Hello friends. Thanks for watching, and tonight I'm going to finish reading the text of Zafarnama in English. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I have one reading video that includes the introduction. The second reading video contains the first part of this. Tonight I will finish it in this third video. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started reading. Whoever is guided by the Quran, God should be their guide. I have no regret and my body is not pained. Why would I go against my nature and hide from the enemy? I do not know why this man hides behind promises. Why does he worship wealth and have weak faith? There's no faith nor religious reverence. There is no master, certainly not Muhammad. Anyone who does faithful worship would not make a promise, trust it at face value, then go behind others to break it. Why would this man deserve respect? He has no consideration. What crime can be made against the Quran and God? Reciting the Quran hundreds of times with great effort brings credit drop by drop. Even if you had come with credibility, your waist was still exposed. Speech made upon a crown is as vital as a promise made to God. If the Lord himself becomes a beggar, he would beg with his whole life and heart to clear all wrongs. What were you supposed to do according to your writing? The letter arrived, and the language was clear, and understanding should have been reached easily. Let the truth be your poetry. Do not keep a promise at your mouth, with a lie in your stomach. What the judge says to me is not important, if the whole walks with a crooked step. If I have to, I will bring the promise of the Quran to you. And that dignity in the village of Kangar would increase the weight of the meeting. It would become light. There is no danger in taking an honest path. The people of Berar will follow my lead. I will bring my promises to fruition. Come and let me show you. You could offer 1,000 fine horses, but do not take this land. Even the King of Kings serves the spinning wheel of fate. When life commands, I will be a servant also. If I'm given the command, my presence will be complete, body and soul. If you truly worship Yazdan, do not be lazy. Come to the truth of God by study. Do not torture anyone with your false words. You sit on a throne as the bearer of the universe. Your justice is impartial in all aspects. Who is impartial in justice and religion? Who is 100% just in all affairs? What is fair about a verdict when without truth there is no use in speaking? Innocent blood drawn by your sword is as a teacup, while my truth is written with oceans of ink. I like that line. I'm going to read it again. Innocent blood drawn by your sword is as a teacup, while my truth is written in oceans of ink. You are heedless of the fact that the true man is God's servant, whether he be rich or poor. For he is the King of Kings, ruling over both the earth and time. The Lord is the master of the earth and time, creating every soul and place. God is both the one who climbs the mountain and the mountain itself. He is both humble and proud, forgiving yet able to take revenge. His name represents the entirety of existence, from humility to pride, from weakness to strength. God is both the guide and the guided, both the helper and the helped. It is your duty to recite the verses of the Quran, because with honor the recitation has a beautiful, sweet melody, so that you may become a true scholar of God. Always do your work with your own hands. What happened after my 4 children were killed? You stayed hidden behind the truth, like a coiled snake. What kind of man extinguishes embers while fanning a raging inferno? Who spoke sweetly like the poet, Firdausi said it best, "The work of evil is always done in haste." Come to our court and let us witness the call to prayer and the blood on your hands. Do not be careless of our request, otherwise you will become careless of God, who will never forgive you. If we forgive you, it will be like building a castle, but if you earn God's forgiveness, your towering spire will reach the heavens. This good deed will be a journey of piety, and it is better to know God through it. Do this, if not for yourself, but for God, whose heart is broken otherwise. You are not known as a righteous servant of God, regardless of your wealth, which holds no real value. Don't waste your breath reciting the Quran. Even after 100 recitations, your words can no longer be trusted. Do not be proud on your path here, for I will not go to meet you there, even if called by the Shah. Praise be King Aurangzeb, who was a cunning horseman and a swordsman. But in reality, beauty of character is the brightness of conscience, and God is the ruler of the kingdom and the master of the rich. Through careful study and hard work, we can see that God is both the pot and the stove. The one who has a clear conscience and a beautiful appearance, God will grant them sovereignty and wealth. The one who forgives greatly on the mountainous battlefield is like a star lighting that mountain. The emperor of the world, Aurangzeb, who is the guard of time and religion? ? Who lives in the mountains and worships idols is wrong. You are a hypocrite because the one you worship also worships idols. Look at the timelessness of disbelief. It brings harm trailing behind it. See the power of the pure and benevolent God, who can bring destruction from a single hair. What an enemy does, a friend of God revives with kindness. For forgiveness from a forgiver is truly possible. God gives freedom and guidance, and acquaints the tongue with proper eloquence for prayers and worship. When an enemy strikes at the time of war, they leave the orphaned outside with greater wounds. Whoever acts with honesty and integrity shows mercy and kindness towards others. May my heart and soul be at the service of God. May God grant safety and peace upon our souls. Why does it matter if enemies conspire against me, as long as God is willing to guide me? If one day thousands of enemies arrive, the protector will become the executioner. If you see armies and wealth, be grateful that God is watching over us. Whoever takes pride in their power and wealth should know that my refuge is the wisdom of God. You are asleep in the comfort of your golden tower, while the world falls apart at the foot of your doorstep. Behold the fickleness of time, which has overcome every space and location. Do not be a tyrant with force, and do not take an oath while you are angry. What harm can enemies do to a true friend of God, even if they attack with hundreds of forces? Even if adversaries wish thousands of injuries, no harm will come to even a single hair of one protected by God. All right, so that concludes the reading of this book. And drop down in the comments below if you have any suggestions about what you would like me to read next, or what kind of content you would like to see. Please like and subscribe, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you.